Oh baby, if you guys are excited for Battlefield 2042, we just got a ton of brand new information as I adjust my mic in this intro. Welcome back to another video here on the channel, my friends. Today, we're going to be talking about Battlefield 2042, and honestly, normally I would just throw up kind of like screenshots of the stuff that we're talking about, but there's a lot to this, so instead, I'm going to just play the trailer as we talk about this, and we're going to discuss it, and it's just crazy stuff. So, let's just watch the trailer as we talk about this, because there's a lot of stuff. They're talking about crossplay, they're talking about cross progression, there's a lot of stuff. They're talking about specialists and stuff, so, it's great. So basically in Battlefield 2042, you're going to step into the boots of a specialist. It's an all-new type of playable soldier for the franchise, and it's inspired by the traditional Battlefield classes. Specialists will be equipped with their own unique specialist trait and specialty, and will have fully customizable loadouts. At launch, so far, there's going to be about 10 specialists. So far, they've shown 4 of them: Boris, Casper, Flak, and McKay. You can expect further details on the remaining 6 later this year. So they were asked how do specialties and traits work? Basically, there's specialties and traits for each specialist that are unique to them that cannot be changed. I guess in my head, the way I'm thinking about it is if you were to compare it to another game, think of like, you know, the specialists in Black Ops 3 maybe, in Black Ops 4. That's kind of sort of the direction it sounds like, but not really that. It's its own thing. It's hard to explain, you know what I mean? But it's kind of the general idea, I guess, if you were to compare it to something else. Or if you look at like Destiny, you got different classes, right, with different abilities, right? So the idea is for traits, for example, looking at, did I say Flak earlier? I meant Falck, F-A-L-C-K. They're equipped with the combat surgeon trait, which the combat surgeon allows him to revive allies to full health. Her. This is a her. This gives her an advantage over players using Squad Revive, which they're bringing back to Battlefield 2042. So Squad Revive takes longer and does not bring players back to full health. So again, this is kind of the advantage that trait has, just for as an example. Regarding customized loadout, so this is how you're going to be able to basically customize it, right? You're going to, as a specialist, you can customize the following. So you'll have your primary weapon, you'll have your equipment, so items anyone can use, such as a medical crate or supply crate. You're going to have your secondary weapon, and you'll have a throwable, such as frag or incendiary grenade or something like that. For example, here's what a customized loadout could look like. Maybe you have a weapon like an M5A3 as your primary. It's an assault rifle. Maybe your secondary is a G57 sidearm. Then you have a supply crate for your equipment, and maybe a frag grenade for a throwable. And this is kind of a little bit of a look. And then, as with all specialists, for example, McKay's specialty and trait are unique to him and cannot be changed. And that is a grappling hook. That's his specialty, grappling hook. And his trait is nimble. Don't know what nimble does. Didn't really explain it. They were asked, will all players have RPGs, SRAs, SMAs, etc.? And it says all specialists now have the ability to fully customize their loadout, which means you can have the choice about your focus on the battlefield. So for example, you could opt for Carl Gustav M5, which is an unguided rocket launcher effective against vehicles in mid-range, or would you instead like an anti-air approach like the FIM-33 AA missile? So again, it's very customizable. You know, you got your specialists that have their specialty and their trait, and then everything beyond that is super customizable. So again, it says, can squads use any combination of specialists? A squad will consist of a maximum of 4 players, and in Conquest and Breakthrough, squads can contain more than one unique specialist. So I don't know, maybe there's going to be special game modes that you can only have one person choosing per specialist or whatever. I don't know, but at least they're talking about for Conquest and Breakthrough, it's like that. It says, how can you differentiate between specialists on your own and enemy teams? And it says, of course, the series icons highlighting your team blue and squad green will make a return. So again, you know, typical stuff you'll know. They do say one last note of customization. There'll be plenty of options available to you in the form of skins, which can alter your appearance and allow you to choose how you'd like to your specialists to stand out on the battlefield. So they are going to have cosmetics and stuff like that as well to some extent. I'm willing to bet they're going to have a battle pass kind of system. I mean, everybody's doing that nowadays, right? Is Ranger a trait or specialty? And they said, we confirm Ranger is actually neither a specialty nor a trait and won't be unique to any specialist. Instead, everybody has the opportunity to call in them when in need of support. So Ranger is something that anybody can use. It doesn't matter which kind of specialist you have. So it says when you make that choice, you are choosing Ranger over other options available within the call-in system. So yeah, it talks a little bit about that as well. And then it talked a little bit about, you know, some of the maps and stuff. They said, how does clustering and sectors optimize gameplay in Conquest? And it says the Battlefield 2042 will optimize larger scale battles while preserving the classic essence of the experience, such as they said the first is called clustering. We've introduced this to create deliberate areas of activity and capture areas for players to engage with. We've also added sectors, which changes how players gain control of an area. In order to successfully capture the sector, teams must seize and maintain control over all flags within a sector, otherwise it will be treated as a neutral in a contested area. So again, they kind of went a little bit more in depth with that as well, but I'll leave the link down in the description below if you want to read it all for yourself. If I read every single part in this article to you guys right now, we'd be here for a very long time. I'm trying to give you guys the highlights, if you will. It says, can you fight on every floor of skyscrapers? You will not be able to play on every level of a skyscraper, but you can expect lobby and rooftop combat, which can be accessed via elevators and zip lines. So again, skyscrapers, I guess, you know, you go into the lobby, you go into the elevator, you get to the top, there you go, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, and you're at the top. I don't know if maybe some the skyscrapers will have maybe like some mid-range floors thrown in there, maybe, but they didn't mention that. So they said, how does increased map size impact limits such as going out of bounds? And they've, you know, taken onboard feedback from past titles where the airspace is considered to be too cramped and expanded upon this to allow for more dogfighting scenarios. So again, you know, they're bettering everything, taking feedback from previous games and whatnot. They said, asked, will there be more maps? At reveal, they talked about 7 maps for our all-out warfare experience and the addition of further maps through our live service, but that's not all we have to share about maps. And they said to be sure to tune in to EA Play on July 22nd to find out more about that and all that good stuff as they dive into the experience created by their own ripple affected team and all that good stuff. Anyways, moving on from that, they kind of talked a little bit about vehicles and all that. Vehicles are more easily available, more squad focused than ever before and whatnot. How does the in-call system work? It says use of the call-in system is dependent on map mode and will have a specific budget assigned to each team. You still spawn into air vehicles such as aircrafts, helicopters, aircrafts and helicopters from the deploy screen. Once you've called in a vehicle, you will incur a cooldown, so everyone has a fair chance to call in support. So it sounds pretty good, pretty balanced on that side as well. Do the factions have their own vehicles? Yes, the iconic vehicles you've come to know and love will still be faction specific. So again, they kind of go into that a little bit as well. Will there be naval vehicles in sea warfare? You can expect to see naval-oriented vehicles such as the LCAA hovercraft. However, there isn't a focus on naval-specific warfare right now, but we've seen your comments about how excited you are about naval warfare, so stay in touch with us about what you'd like to see in the future. So again, you know, give your feedback. Always do so constructively. That's the best way to get your voice heard. That's me saying that, by the way, not them. Okay, so as far as AI soldiers, multiplayer, co-op, solo, you know, all that good stuff, they said so far we've talked about 3 experiences where we're introducing AI soldiers and how you can play with them. So multiplayer, AI soldiers are used for server filling capabilities, making it easier for you to matchmake when you want to play. Players always have priority over AI when playing multiplayer. In co-op, it allows you to play together with friends against AI soldiers. You can do it solo. If you wish to perfect your skills for multiplayer, you can even play alone against AI soldiers. So there's that as well. How will the AI soldiers actually play in the battlefield? Well, AI soldiers are intended to play the game how you would play it yourself. However, they are not designed to be specialists and cannot use traits and specialties. So that's one thing about them that's not going to be, you know, present. But yeah, you will see them undergoing certain tasks such as using the vehicle call-in system, engaging with vehicles, capturing objectives, you know, all that good stuff. They can't use the wingsuit, but they do have the intelligence to decide between engaging with you via enemy fire, flanking, throwing grenades, you know, etc., reviving, you know, down teammates and all that good stuff. Can you completely opt out of using AI soldiers? They basically say AI soldiers are used to backfill servers, and you cannot opt out with playing with them, which it makes sense. Again, as an example, if there are 120 players out of 128 playing in a server, then eight AI soldiers will join to help even out the teams. Then that makes sense. That does make sense, and I'm assuming the way it would work is, let's say you have 8 AI soldiers, but there's 8 people trying to matchmake. Well, then maybe they're going to replace those AI soldiers with real people. I don't know. That's what I would assume, but they didn't specify exactly, as far as I can tell here. No, yeah. So they said, since AI soldiers can be used in solo mode, does that mean they can play offline? It's a multiplayer only experience, so while you can play solo against AI soldiers, if you'd like to practice, it will be in an online setting. So I guess odd to some extent, but I guess also kind of makes sense. So then to talk about the technical playtest, how can I join the technical playtest? No need to contact us, we'll contact you. It'll be in a closed environment and under strict NDA. Only a small group of participants will be able to join playtesting. If playtesting is something that interests you, we recommend that you update your EA playtesting profile and registering for EA playtesting. But obviously registering will not guarantee you access, but that's kind of the way to go about it if you want the possibility of this game and even future games to playtest and whatnot. And then you could assume that a lot of it's going to be focused around a lot of Battlefield content creators as well, most likely, that are going to get invited to participate in this. So they're saying testing crossplay during the technical playtest. So they're actually they're gonna test a subset of crossplay functionality during the technical playtest. This means during this test, PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5 consoles will be able to test playing together. So crossplay in Battlefield 2042 beyond the technical playtest, they're saying that they're still building crossplay functionality, and the first opportunity for them to test it with a wider invite-only group will be within the technical playtest. But right now, they said, we'd like to give you an understanding of what we're looking to achieve as final functionality beyond the playtest. So here's an overview of what you can expect it to look like. So PC, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5 consoles, PC and console can opt out from playing together, and then Xbox One and PlayStation 4 consoles. So I guess there's no last gen and next gen console crossplay from what it seems like. It's specifically between last gen or new gen. So if you have a friend that's on PS4 and you're on PS5, for example, you cannot play with them from what it sounds like. You can only play if your friend's on another PS5 or a Series X or a Series S or a PC. Or if you're on PlayStation 4, you can only play with Xbox One or PlayStation 4 users, etc. That kind of idea. Now let's talk about cross progression and cross commerce, saying that alongside cross play, we're also building cross progression and cross commerce for Battlefield 2042, which will be shared across all platforms and travel with you wherever you go. For example, your unlocked progress and purchase in your PlayStation copy of the game will carry over to the Xbox or PC version and vice versa. So if that is something you want to do, that's gonna be possible as well, which is pretty cool. I like when games do that, just for that ability. I know there's some games, for example, that I play that I just so happen to get a second copy of the game on sale on PC for super cheap, and sometimes I just want to fool around with keyboard and mouse, even though I'm not very good at it and whatnot, and so that's kind of nice that more games are starting to do that, and I hope it continues. So that's pretty much the base, the big chunk of the highlights of it for now. I know that's a very lengthy video, but let me know what you guys think. Again, if you want to read the whole blog post, I'll link it down in the description below so you guys can go read the whole entire thing. But I did want to give you guys a quick little summary, quick little rundown. So if you did appreciate this video, if you found it useful, if you enjoyed it, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe if you guys new, do a variety of gaming content here on the channel. We always talk about the games, we play the games, all that good stuff, just kind of whatever goes, man. Sometimes just, like I said, we talk about the news, whatever's going on in the gaming world. We'll play the games, and for all the Nintendo related content, it's on a separate channel. You can check out links in the description below for that. Gonna be playing Skyward Sword HD this weekend when it comes out. I'm really excited about that, so that's gonna be over there. Also doing Monster Hunter Stories 2 over there right now, and if you want to join our Discord, follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff, that's also down below, as well as all my music, because I also create a bunch of music. If that's something that you're intrigued by, check it out. If you like it, cool. If you don't like it, also cool. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon in another one. Stay safe, stay well, and until then, game on.